Imagine a place where every street, every building, and every yacht has a price that most people can't even fathom. A country so small that you could cross it in less than half an hour, and yet so wealthy that its inhabitants are rich per square meter. This place exists. It's hidden between the sea and the mountains of the French Riviera. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how Monaco became the paradise of the ultra-rich, how it built an almost invisible economic system, and what it's doing now that almost no one notices. This tiny principality transformed itself into a worldwide symbol of wealth, secrecy, and financial power, without having oil, natural resources, or its own army. Monaco has just over 2 square kilometers. It's smaller than many airports around the world. It would fit 3 times inside Central Park in New York.
But within this tiny territory live more millionaires per square meter than anywhere else on the planet. The average annual income per inhabitant exceeds US dollars 190,000, and 1 in every 3 residents is a millionaire. But what really surprises is that Monaco produces almost nothing. There are no plantations, mines, or large factories. So how did this country become so wealthy? It all started with one family, the Grimaldis. They have ruled Monaco for over 700 years, but it was Rainier III, the prince who took power in 1949, who had the idea that would change everything. At that time, Monaco was poor. It depended on casinos and tourism to survive, and Rainier knew that wouldn't last forever. So he decided to transform the country into a modern tax haven, where the rich from all over the world could live and invest legally without paying income tax. Instead of exploiting resources, he decided to exploit trust, and it worked. Banks, millionaires, royal families, and celebrities began moving to Monaco.
Today, the country has more registered companies than inhabitants. Monaco's foundation is simple and brilliant. There is no income tax for individuals. None. The money you earn is 100% yours. Plus, companies pay much lower taxes than anywhere else in Europe. The result? A flood of investments, real estate, and fortunes migrating to the small principality. But how do they survive without collecting taxes? The answer lies in luxury taxes and high-end tourism. Casinos, hotels, events, Formula One, and the most expensive real estate market in the world. All of this generates millions in annual revenue. A single apartment with a sea view can exceed $40 million, and the newest buildings are sold before they're even finished. Living in Monaco isn't just a matter of luxury. It's a seal of status and security. The country has one of the highest life expectancies on the planet, very low crime rates, and one of the best equipped police forces in Europe. Proportionally, there's 1 police officer for every 70 residents, and there's more. Monaco has the lowest unemployment rate in the world. Only 2% of the population is out of the job market. But there's something few people know. To live in Monaco, you have to prove that you're rich. Yes, literally.
The government requires each resident to maintain at least 500,000 euros in a local bank account. And of course, the cost of living is absurd. A simple coffee can cost what a lunch would in Paris. With no space to grow, Monaco did the unthinkable. It began expanding over the sea. Billion-dollar projects like the Portier Cove district are literally creating new neighborhoods over the Mediterranean. With cutting-edge technology and luxury engineering, each new square meter is worth millions. This project will increase the country's territory by about 15%, something unprecedented for a nation this size. While other economies face real estate crises, Monaco creates land and sells it for gold.
What started as a tax shelter transformed into a global stage for luxury. Monaco's Formula One Grand Prix is one of the most expensive and watched events in the world. The Monte Carlo Casino, built in the 19th century, is still a symbol of European elite, and Monaco's Yacht Club brings together some of the world's largest billionaires. During the summer, the harbor is covered with yachts, valued at over $100 million each. But the curious detail is, many of these events don't generate direct profit. They increase the country's value. Each image of Monaco on TV is in fact free marketing for the country itself. While the world discusses taxes and crises, Monaco continues in silence, with its coffers full.
Over 50 billion euros circulate annually through the country's banking sector. And even under European Union scrutiny, the principality managed to maintain its reputation for stability and discretion. In recent years, they've tightened rules to distance themselves from any association with money laundering and invested heavily in technology, encryption, and international transparency. The result? The country maintained its status as a safe haven for great fortunes, but now with diplomatic respect and global trust. In the end, Monaco is a fascinating paradox, a tiny country without an army, without taxes, but that dominates the world's imagination of wealth. While the rest of the world chases growth, Monaco proved that size doesn't define power. Strategy does. And perhaps the most curious thing of all is this: a country that lives off luxury but was built on calculation and discipline. So, the next time you see a yacht crossing the Mediterranean or the glamour of Formula One racing through the streets of Monte Carlo, remember, behind every shine, there exists a nation that learned to transform luxury into its main industry. And that may be the most silent and powerful lesson of all. Now tell me, do you think this model of country without taxes and with so much luxury could work in other places in the world? Or does only one Monaco exist? Comment what you think. And if you like stories about countries that challenged the system, subscribe to the channel because there are still many hidden riches waiting to be discovered.